So we're now going to have a look at some exam questions. I'm going to do 3 exam questions. You might like to try them yourself and then compare it to how I do it. We'll also have a look at the mark schemes too. So it says find the first 3 terms in ascending powers of x of this thing, simplifying all of it. Great. So we're going to be doing to the power of 7. So I'm going to do my coefficients. And then I want the first 3 terms. So I know it's going to go 1, 7, and then 7 choose 2. So 7 choose 2 is 21. And then I'm going to do ascending powers of x. That means the 2 powers are going down and the x over 2 powers are going up. So it's going to be 2 to the power of 7, 2 to the power of 6, 2 to the power of 5. And this is going to be 1 minus x over 2 and minus x over 2 all squared. So this means that 2 minus x over 2 to the power of 7 is going to be all of these things multiplied as we go down. So it's just 2 to the power of 7 plus 7 times 2 to the power of 6 times minus x over 2 plus 21 times 2 to the power of 5 times minus x over 2 all squared. So 2 to the power of 7, 2 to the power of 7, whoa, 2 to the power of 7 is 128. Now I'm going to do 7 times 2 to the power of 6. This is 448, and I'm also dividing by the 2 because of that x over 2. You can multiply by a half. I'm just going to divide by 2. And so I get 224x. And overall, this is going to be negative because there is just one negative appearing. Now, I know the next one's going to be positive because it always alternates, but we can see it's going to be positive because you've got a negative number being squared over here. So let's just find out what the number should be. It's going to be 21 times 2 to the power of 5, and we're dividing it by 2 squared. So I could divide it by 2 squared like this, and I get 168x squared. So those are the first 3 terms of this binomial expansion. It then says, explain how you would use your expansion to give an estimate for the value of 1.995. It's really annoying. It would just be easier if they just asked you to do it, but it's like they only want to give you 1 mark instead of 2. So first of all, we want to do 1.995. Means I want this and this to be the same. So 2 minus x over 2 to be 1.995. If I rearrange this, I'll do 2 minus 1.995 equals x over 2. So 0.005 equals x over 2. So 0.01 is equal to x. So to explain it, I would substitute x equals 0.01 into the binomial expansion expression from part A. Don't even need you to do it, just to say that's how we would do it. Let's check we got it right. So it's 128, 224, and 168. So, yep, there we go. We got the 128 minus 224 and 168. So they've said, say that x equals 0.1 and say that it would be substituted into the expansion. Easy. So these, the last 2 questions, do some repeat bits, which is in the part C. Repeat from something different, sorry. So let's have a go at doing this. Now this first part, this is not going to be binomial. I mean, you could do it binomial if you want to, or you could just expand the double brackets. I guess if I saw this, I probably would just do the double brackets. I'd probably just think to myself, this squared is the same as doing 1 plus 3 over x, 1 plus 3 over x. But you could just do binomial as well. It's the same thing. It's got your 1 times 1. I've got the 3 over x, and I've got the 3 over x, and then I've got the 3 over x times the 3 over x, which is 9 over x squared. So 3 over x plus 3 over x, that's just going to be 6 over x. So it's 1 plus 6 over x plus 9 over x squared. Now the next one says use binomial expansion. So we're going to do binomial expansion, and it wants 4 terms of this. Again, it wants ascending powers of x. So it's 1 plus 3/4 x to the power of 6, and it only wants 4 terms. So we'll do our coefficient. We're going to do our 1 powers going down and our x powers going up because it wants it to be ascending. So we know it's going to go 1, 6. We're going to do 6 choose 2, which is 15. And then we'll do 6 choose 3, which is 20. Well, these are going to be boring. These are all just going to be ones because they're 1 to the power of anything is 1. And then it's going to be power of 0, power of 1, power of 2, power of 3. And then same old. Multiply as we go down these columns here. So 1 plus 3/4 x to the power of 6. Those ones are going to be a 1. We're then going to have a 6 times 3/4. That's 6 times 3/4. You can just type the fraction like a division, and that's 9 over 2. That's 9 over 2x. Then I've got 15 times 3/4 squared. So I'm going to do 15 times 3/4 squared, which is 135 over 16x squared. And then I'm going to do 20 times 3/4 cubed. You rarely see me using the fraction button. 20 times 3/4 cubed, that's also 135 over 16. Interesting. 135 over 16x cubed. So we've now done the binomial expansion. Been going a little bit quicker with these. Then it says, hence, find the coefficient of x in the expansion of this. So it wants you to multiply part A and part B together. So let's just actually think about that. I might need to add an extra page in here if I run out of space. They want you to do the expansion of this multiplied by this, and they just want to find out what the x part is. Well, it does have this very special word. It does have this word hence. Hence means use A and B. Use the previous bits of the questions to do this. So I'm going to take this thing, which I'm going to highlight here, and I'm going to multiply it by this thing that I've got here. Because that's what these first two bits are. This is this bit, and this is this bit. So it's going to be a 1 plus 6 over x plus 9 over x squared multiplied by 1 plus 9 over 2x plus 135 over 16x squared plus 135 over 16x cubed. Now the question asked us something really interesting. It said find the coefficient of x. It doesn't want us to do the whole expansion. It just wants us to do the coefficient of x. So I'm going to just look through this list and I'm going to find all of the ways that an x will come up. So the coefficient of x, this is going to come up from, I'm going to try and draw some lines here that will connect them together. It'll be the 1 times by the 9 over 2x. That's the only way I'm going to get an x out of that section. The 6 over x is going to have to be multiplied by an x squared term to make it become like this. And the 9 over x squared is going to have to multiply by this bit that we've got here. So there are no other ways that the coefficient of x is going to be created. So the coefficient of x is going to be 1 multiplied by 9 over 2x plus 6 over x multiplied by 135 over 16x squared. And then the last part is the 9 over x squared multiplied by 135 over 16x cubed. So that is going to be 9 over 2x. The x here is going to cancel with that squared, so we get an x. So it's going to be 6 times 135 over 16. So it's 405 over 8x. And then the last part, the x squared is going to cancel with the cube, so you get just an x, and that's going to be 9 times 135 over 16, which is 1215 over 16. So these are all x coefficients. All I'm now going to do is just add these three fractions together to find out what the overall coefficient of x is. So it's going to be 9 over 2 plus 405 over 8 plus 1215 over 16. And we get 2097 over 16, which I'm just going to write as a fraction. 2097 over 16. Let's just quickly add in a page so that I'm not going to show you the mark scheme. So the coefficient of x is 2097 over 16. And if you want that as a decimal, 1310625. Let's see. Okay, I know I've done all of these bits correct because I got the very last part correct. We got that 2097 over 16. And you can see how we've pulled out all of those different values. They didn't need you to do the full expansion. And we got this bit right, and we got this bit right here as well. Okay, we're nearly there at the end of chapter 8. Let's do this last exam question and see how this goes. First, we're going to find the first 3 terms in this ascending powers of x. So again, 3 terms, ascending powers of x. Let's go. So we're going to do our coefficient to the power of 9. So it's going to go 1, 9, and then 9 choose 2. 36. We want ascending powers of x. So we're going to have our 2 powers going down and our minus x over 16 powers going up. Never forget those negatives, be really careful there. 2 to the power of 9, 2 to the power of 8, 2 to the power of 7. And then we're going to have 1 minus x over 16 and minus x over 16 squared. Just going to multiply down these lists. So we have got that 2 minus x over 16 to the power of 9. The first 3 terms are going to be 2 to the power of 9 plus 9 times 2 to the power of 8 times by minus x over 16. 36 times 2 to the power of 7 times by minus x over 16 squared. Okay, 2 to the power of 9, 512. 9 times 2 to the power of 8, and I'm just going to do a divide by 16. 144 is going to be a negative because there's just one negative there. So it's minus 144x. Next one's going to be a plus because it's a minus over 16 all squared. So that is going to be 36 times 2 to the power of 7, and I'm going to divide by 16 squared. So that is 18x squared. The first part of the question done for those 4 pretty easy marks, I think. Then it says f of x equals a plus bx multiplied by the thing that we've just done, where a and b are constants. Given that the first 2 terms in ascending powers of x in the series expansion are 128 and 36, the series expansion is just all of these things we've been doing down here, literally just the expansion. We're going to find the value of a and the value of b. So we're taking the thing we've just worked out and we're multiplying it by a plus bx. So I'm just going to do that. I'm going to multiply a plus bx by 512 minus 144x plus 18x squared. Now I'm only interested in the first 2 terms. In other words, I'm interested in the constant and the x part. If it's an x squared or an x cubed, I'm not bothered about it because it doesn't tell me anything about it. So I'm going to just do the bits of the expansion that will give me a constant or that will give me an x squared. Sorry, a constant or an x. So I could do the a times the 512 and the a times the 144x. That's going to give me constants and x's. And I'm just going to do the bx times the 512. Because if I did the bx times this, I would get an x squared. And if I did it times this, I would get an x cubed. So I'm just going to do the ones with the red arrows. So this is going to be equal to a times 512, that's 512a. And then I get minus 144ax. And then I get 512bx. So part B of the question says, find out the value of a. They've told us the first 2 terms are 128 and 36x. So we can compare these now. We can say that the constant term must be this, and that these terms, when I factorize them, will be the same as this. So this means that 512a is 128. So I'm going to do 128 divided by 512. Whoops, let's get the 512 in there, which is a quarter. So a is equal to a quarter. Now for part B of the question, part C of the question, to find out what A is, I know that this minus 144ax plus 512bx is the same as the 36x, that's the yellow bits. So I can just ignore the x's. I know that a is a quarter, so I'm going to do minus 144 times by a quarter plus 512b equals 36. And I'm just going to solve that equation. So minus 144 times by a quarter, that's dividing by 4. I get minus 36 plus 512b equals 36. So if I add that 36 to the other side, 36 plus 36 is 72. And then I'll do 72 divided by 512. And I get that b is 9/64. So let's just double check that we've got all of these things right. Looks like we got b right, we got a right, and we got 512 minus 144 plus 18x squared. Did we get that right? 512 minus 144 plus 18x squared. So those are all the exam questions from the new spec for this. I hope that you're able to do those. I think the exam questions always step up a little bit more. So it's really important that you make sure you can do this last bit. They love this, it seems to be, multiplying it by something else and then doing some kind of comparison as well. Okay, good luck with all your studies.